Everybody's been waiting for you. Miss Kamey Gomez is in the building. What motivated you to start, really being a person that has goals?
Yeah, I had a really complex childhood growing up in East Harlem. I'm the youngest of 5, so that really kept me motivated, and my faith in God has played a big role.
You ever feel like, why me?
I feel like, why not me?
That's a bar.
I would
Your
show
last
up.
dollar?
Last.
Word?
Like, yeah,
That's
you
crazy.
never been down to your last dollar? I really come from the dirt. So, not even in college, just in life in general.
Copy.
Everything is
Wow.
self-made.
Exactly.
Wow. What do you feel about the music landscape right now?
I think music right now is just in a state of expansion.
With the new generation of artists as, coming up, is there a trait that you want to stop seeing that you think is really becoming overused?
I'm not really a fan of seeing little girls singing Let My Coochie Breathe.
Everybody thinks they're a baddie.
Yeah. I mean,
What does that mean? Explain that to me.
baddie is somebody that is a high value woman and high maintenance.
And now I'm gonna call you out because low-key you sound like you being a hater about the baddies.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Angel.
So I don't know how bad you can be if everybody can taste the merchandise. Give a message to anyone that wants to be a musician and anyone that wants to be in media and just shoot for their stars.
Stay humble, stay hungry, and always keep moving forward.
The Angel of Words podcast starts now.
Hello, everyone. Hello, you beautiful music lovers, and welcome to another edition of the Angel of Words podcast. I am your host, Angel of Words, and don't forget to subscribe because you want to be a part of this movement, right? You want to know what's happening in music, not with the old heads that are rich and famous. You want to know who's coming up. You want to know who's making those moves in the future and who you need to connect with. So don't forget to subscribe. Follow us on all those podcast platforms, especially Spotify, because they have video now. Folks, also, big shout out to our sponsors, Curtis Holmes. Don't forget to get the book Eyes of the Soul about a child serial killer hunter. It's official. Kills bad men. He's a child. He's a beast. Don't forget to get that book. It's on Amazon.com and at Barnes & Nobles. Our next sponsor, who's in the building again, doing work, Mr. BJS Photography. Go get them photos. Brian J. Segura. You know what it is. Folks, the website, we always give it a facelift every year. Go to AOWENT.com to cop the merch. All right. And also to find out what's happening in the universe of Angel of Words Entertainment and all the projects we got going on, because we're doing exposés this year. We're going really, really deep into the soul of America and Latino America in particular. So, go to AOWENT.com, find out what we have going on. And if you want to follow the team and what we do at Angel of Words Entertainment on the socials, go to @AngelofWordsENT. Now on deck on the Angel of Words podcast, Harlem is in the building. The Orange Crush from the orange carpet at the Come Up Experience is here. Everybody's been waiting for you. Miss Kamey Gomez is in the building to talk about music and the future of you and your brand. Don't forget, we also have Mr. Suave here co-hosting, and we have to put Jessie in the corner. She's in her own hot corner over there. We got Jessie in the building as well, Jessie J. So the whole team is in the building here with Kamey Gomez. Kamey, we met you at the Come Up Experience 2023. What was that like for you? What was that experience like for you? You interviewed a lot of people. The famous DJ. What was his name again? I'm bad with names. I'm sorry.
Bobby Trends.
Bobby Trends. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes. No, that was good because I'm so used to kind of interviewing people that, are really out there and, more mainstream. So it was just dope to be in Brooklyn, really be outside, see who's coming up. And, some of the artists, I really do enjoy their music. So it was good to talk to them.
Who did you enjoy the most? Did you stay for the show?
I didn't.
Oh, no,
I
Kamey, why not?
It just didn't happen like that.
Okay.
But I really like Honey Baby. I really like Nia Monet.
Okay. She's fire. She's fire. I got a chance to interview her twice. She's pretty cool.
And also the Girl Code. One of the members of the Girl Code was there. And, I really feel like they the next, upcoming duo in New York. For sure.
Did you get a chance to interview them on the call? Because I know you guys doing work.
Yeah, I did. That was probably, I feel like, one of the best interviews that I had with the Girl Code.
Fire.
Yeah.
It helps a lot when you know the artist.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, and even with artists that I don't really know, through research, you have to go back, listen to their music. I end up finding artists that, I end up liking. So it's like a win-win either way.
Kamey, how do you end up here? Like, you know what I mean? You were on the red carpet. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, she's here. I'm like, yo, who is this girl? Because, I'm there to interview musicians. You know what I mean? With all due respect, that was the goal of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? I saw that everybody was gravitating towards you. And then, we spoke and I'm like, oh man, this girl is extremely articulate. I could tell off the rip, and then you tell me you're from Harlem, but I could tell off the rip that you were a special talent.
Thank you.
And that, because your articulation, how easy it seemed for you. How did you end up in this media world with musicians and, entertainment?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I really feel like it's God's plan. Ever since I was a little girl, I always loved entertainment. I always wanted to be in the entertainment industry, but I had no connects, no mentors, no family members that were in the industry. So I really didn't even know, how I could get my foot in the door. But it really just started with like one passion project leading into another. And I would get one opportunity and then I would say yes, even if it wasn't, really in alignment with what I wanted to do. I just kept going and going. And it was like a snowball effect. One thing kind of turned into another. But if you asked me when I was, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 years old, if I would be here right now, I would say I hope so. But definitely a surprise to me.
And you're from Harlem, right? You said you were born and raised West Harlem?
East Side.
Get out of here.
Spanish
Get
Harlem.
out of here. Look at
The
that.
East side of the building.
Three Latinos from the same neighborhood
Same
in
hood.
different areas. That's insanity. It really makes me proud to see such amazing talent because I'm like, with all due respect, like I feel like I've come a long way from coming from that neighborhood. I haven't lived there in quite some time. But the fact that I'm seeing this beautiful talent here on display really makes me proud. Like, could you discuss a little bit of what it was like growing up in East Harlem and, what motivated you to start, really being a person that has goals?
Yeah. I had a really complex childhood growing up in East Harlem. I'm the youngest of 5, so there's 5 of us. And, most of my siblings was just in the streets, just a lot of violence, selling drugs. One of my brothers, he's in a gang. So I was forced to grow up really quickly at an early age and I was exposed to so much, but I always knew that I wanted more for myself. I didn't know how I could find a way out, but I was just always searching for that hope, for that light at the end of the tunnel. So that really kept me motivated in school, any extracurricular activities I could get myself involved with. My mom didn't have to put me in anything. I was the one signing myself up because I was living a certain world and lifestyle at home, and I just wanted something different.
I felt you,
Yeah.
you was able to escape through all the opportunities that you took.
Exactly. So I really just poured my energy into my academics, poured my energy into, being on the computer till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, just creating on iMovie or on Tumblr or MySpace or Photoshop. It really didn't matter. I just needed an outlet to channel my energy.
Wow. And channel the energy you did. You ended up at Syracuse. I always wanted to go there.
Yes.
You are an Orange Crush, literally. You know, and it's so funny because I've been calling you that, you know what I mean? Like behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? But you are, you did go to Syracuse. What was that experience like? How did that help you mature as an individual and, help you gain knowledge and, to the point where you are right now?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I never wanted to go to college. I always say I ended up in college by accident, but on purpose. I actually wanted to serve in the Air Force. I thought that that's what I was going to do right after high school. I was just going to go to the Air Force. They pay for everything. If I wanted to go to college, they could pay for that as well. But I'm the first in my family to even go to college, especially, a D1 school like Syracuse. So, yeah, I feel like
congratulations.
Thank
girl.
you.
It's hard to accomplish.
Thank you. But when I was in high school, I had a couple of friends that they were just going to the meetings, college meetings and stuff, and I would just pull up with them. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna pay anything for the financial aid, like, for the application. Let me just apply. And I ended up applying, and I just ended up at Syracuse.
Did you get a scholarship? You came out of pocket for that?
No, yeah.
That's pretty hefty price, especially recently.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, it's
No,
like
yeah.
50 G's a semester, if I'm not mistaken. Something
yeah,
around there.
probably even more with inflation right now.
I mean, with all due respect, you know what I mean? So did you like get scholarships?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean,
dope.
I've been getting scholarships since I was in 7th grade.
Okay, so you're an intelligent person.
Yeah, I
like
would say
book
so.
smart. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, yeah, with academics, I feel like it always came easy to me. I always excelled in school. But yeah, like 7th grade, I got a scholarship for college. When I was in high school, I ended up getting another scholarship. So I kind of see it as God, making a way. Like he knew that I needed to be there. So he was kind of just setting things up along the way, even though I didn't really know. But yeah, I wouldn't have gone to Syracuse if I didn't get all the scholarships.
Oh, man, bro. That's awesome, man. Suave. What do you think about that, man? It's crazy.
Just divine timing,
That's a fact.
God's a plan, and, when we're going through it at the moment, we kind of don't see it. But it's all a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And everything you was doing in high school, through college, to now, is all connected.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm super happy that, even in the moment, I couldn't really see, why is this happening or how is this attached to my destiny and my journey? But everything really is so connected. And I feel like my faith in God has played a big role just in my life and how things kind of, end up happening for me. So that's a big part of my story as well.
Do you ever feel like, why me?
I feel like, why not me?
That's a bar.
Yeah, like, why not me,
I heard you. You're a very spiritual person, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
You go to church and stuff like that?
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's dope, man. I love that, man, because, unfortunately, it's not a thing amongst people of your demographic.
Mm-hmm.
But I always feel like you got to have some type of faith, man. You got to believe in something. It makes you wake up in the morning and feel blessed to be here. It keeps a lot of like negative energy away. Obviously things are going to, especially living in New York, you're always going to go through turbulent times just because of all the energy, all the things that happen on a consistent basis in New York because, it's such an energetic city, so many things, so many moving parts.
Right.
But when you have, some kind of faith-based system in your life, in your heart, it helps you to excel.
Absolutely.
And you feel like that's helped you to excel in your life.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, I have been through so many things in my life, that I could question why. I was always in search for the truth, just for answers. I felt like I couldn't really control my physical environment, but I felt something happening within me, internally. And I love God, because when I've been down and out and I had nowhere to turn, I could just put my attention on above, and that really carried me through every situation. Like I would love to take credit for everything that I've done, but it really is God because, coming from where I come from and just having the background that I have, all of the things that I've experienced and accomplished, it feels supernatural.
Okay, you wasn't supposed to make it out.
Absolutely
Everything
not.
against you.
Absolutely not. So, I'm just really grateful, to have that spiritual relationship because not a lot of people do, but that definitely keeps me going. It gives me a sense of peace in my heart and it just gives me that discernment, to figure out how to move through life. It's not easy, just because you have a relationship with God doesn't really mean that, you're going to be breezing through life. If anything, I feel like it's a little bit more difficult because you tapped into yourself, more spiritually.
Yeah,
But
but God wouldn't give you anything that you can't handle.
yeah, for sure.
I feel like you have the mindset where like you trust the process. You know, despite how everything that's going around you, you know that you're headed in the right direction.
I mean, it's just been proven so many times. I've been down to my last, and God will
Your
show
last
up.
dollar?
Last.
Word?
Like, yeah,
That's
you never
crazy.
been down to your last dollar. You never, figured like, how am I gonna eat today? Like, I've been in real life situations.
Wow.
So it's just like God has always came through for me. When man can't come through, God comes through. So that's why I, put so much emphasis and value in that part of my life.
That college life in Syracuse must have been rough, man.
No,
Did you dorm out there? Like,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
it gets
did.
crazy for college students. So,
Yeah,
you know
I
what I mean?
did. But
Wow.
even outside of college,
Yeah.
like there's some people that come from the trenches.
Yeah.
There's some people that come from like the dirt. Like
Felt that, yeah.
I really come from the dirt. So, not even in college, just in life in general.
Copy.
Everything
wow.
is self-made.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, wow. Well, thank you for sharing that experience with us because,
Mhm.
not a lot of people, have the courage to actually speak on that, man.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's real life.
You know
Yeah.
what's fire?
If you've ever been through something.
I feel like that's why you get back to the community because you
Yeah,
want to help people because you didn't have that person helping you out.
absolutely. I wish that there was drives, community events, opportunities, a sense of hope, a sense of light in my community when I was so desperately searching for that. So if I'm in a position where I have the brain capacity and the resources and the reach to make it happen, why wouldn't I make it happen?
Wow. Well, God bless you.
Thank you. God
Well,
bless you.
you know what I mean? We're grateful for having you here. Kamey, you've done, and now you're in this world of media and entertainment and music. What's the most fun you've ever had, covering a music event or covering a musician? Talk to us. Let's start with this one. What do you feel about the music landscape right now?
I think music right now is just in a state of expansion, especially in New York. There's so many different artists now, so many new songs coming out every single day. But I just feel like the music space is just expanding right now. People are creating their own sounds. We got sexy drill, we got rock star drill.
We do have rockstar drill.
Yeah,
You got melodic drill, all the
exactly.
samples.
Exactly. People are really, creating their own sound. So it's just interesting to see, and to go with the times because when I was growing up in like the 2010s, music had a certain sound back then, which is super nostalgic. And I'm going to always hold that sound close to my heart. And honestly, that's the type of music that I listen to the most, music that is derived from my childhood and
Such as, give us some examples.
Definitely like Young Money, like Nicki
Yeah,
Minaj,
Drake.
Drake, Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne was my first favorite rapper ever. He was the first rapper I even listened to. Like Cash Money was the first group that like I ever heard.
Yeah, that's 2008,
first
2009. That
rap
run.
group. Exactly.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Talk about
So
it.
a lot of those groups, like I really love the girl groups too, like Danity Kane, the Pussycat Dolls. I feel like they kind of help turn me into the baddie that I am today. So all of those types of music I still listen to.
How do you feel about the baddie wave? Everybody thinks they're a baddie.
Yeah.
No?
I mean,
What does that mean? Explain that to me as an old head.
I mean, baddies, people consider baddies different things. To me,
What do you consider it to be, Miss Kamey Gomez?
To me, a baddie is somebody that is a high value woman and high maintenance. And that's, spiritually, physically, and mentally.
High maintenance how?
High maintenance upkeep. So it's like, spiritual high maintenance. you have to like upkeep that. It's a high level of upkeep, like it's high stakes on the line. It requires work, it requires effort, it requires attention. Just always making sure you're on point with that physical upkeep. That's a big part of it as well. And also mental upkeep, making sure that you channeling your thoughts and your emotions in a certain way, you doing the proper work, to just clear as much trauma as you can from your life and, tapping into your inner child. So many different things,
I felt that. It's like,
No, go ahead.
you're learning and you're unlearning some things that you have from the past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. You seem a lot different than a lot of other girls that call themselves baddies.
That's what I'm saying. Baddies look different. Baddies look different to different people. So I don't know, what they saying on Instagram, what a baddie is, but to me, that's what a baddie is.
I'm just asking for the fellas out there. Go ahead. Jesse's in her corner. She has a hot take.
Talk
Go
to
ahead,
me,
girl.
Jesse.
Go ahead, girl.
First of
Go
all,
ahead, girl.
happy birthday, Jesse. Happy birthday.
Oh, by the way, happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Jesse. For sure, it's Jesse's birthday. She just turned 21. She's able to drink now. God bless you. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Talk your shit. Go ahead.
Definitely not 21. And Angel, after this podcast, I'm gonna need you to check my gray hairs because I'm scared I'm gonna get one. But now I'm gonna call you out because low-key, you sound like you being a hater about the baddies.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Angel. You know for a fact you sound like a hater about the baddies. What baddie hurt you?
Nobody hurt me, and I am a hater on the baddies because not everybody should call themselves a baddie if you're not a baddie. You know what I mean? With all due respect, you know what I mean? I feel like right now, no cap, I am talking to a baddie, right? This woman seems like she's about her business. You know what I mean? You educate yourself. You're a woman of faith.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of women out here that call themselves baddies and, they're giving the product out to everybody. So I don't know how bad you can be if everybody can taste the merchandise. All I'm saying, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, Jess.
I don't know. Angel really out here hating. I'm just going to call him out on it. But Kaylee, tell me, what's your take on all these, remixes now? I mean, as you know, I think for me, Nicki Minaj is very big on, taking old songs, classic songs, and just remixing it. So what's your take on that? I mean, do you agree with it? Would you rather hear something else? Would we even touch the classics?
Honestly, I feel like remixing is just a part of music culture. Remixing as well as sampling. That's always going to be a part of the culture. So I'm not really mad at it. When there are certain songs that I really love and certain people touch the beat, I'm just like, I could have went without this, And sometimes when it comes to remixing, when too many people hop on the remix, that could be a little bit annoying. I don't need 5 renditions of the same song with different people on it. Give me 1 to 2 quality remixes and I could be satisfied with that. For example, Unforgettable by French Montana. That is a song that deserves a remix. PNB Rock
Facts.
got the
RP,
remix.
RP, PNB.
Rest in peace, PNB Rock. That's a song that I could say, all right, that remix
is even better than the original.
It's just as hard as the song. But some people, they get on the remix and it's just it does take a little bit away from the original quality of the song, I feel.
What makes you want to tune in? What makes you interested in an artist and covering them and going out, not searching, but, going out to cover them, going out to their events? Let the people know because you seem like a person that's really tapped in.
No, yeah.
Let the people know what you think makes a brilliant artist right now in this era that we're living in.
Honestly, I look for star quality.
What does that mean to you, though?
Yeah, sometimes it is kind of hard to describe, but you do know when people have that it factor about them. And when it comes to artists, definitely their sound, their cadence, being able to sustain their own pocket, having their own personal brand identity, their style, the way they show up, when they enter a room, does it feel like, I'm speaking with somebody or does it feel like, this is just anything right now. So
Joe Schmo walking
Exactly. So I feel like I don't know what it's like to be an artist, but as somebody that interviews artists, I will say kind of just checking off as many boxes as you can, kind of making sure you have that total package and something that separates yourself. Also, energy is a big thing, I don't interview every artist that I come across, even if they're somebody, because it is an energy exchange. So I want to make sure that I have good energy, with that person and we could really have a quality conversation that the world can see.
Mm. I love it, man. Your thoughts on that situation?
I like it because you have a criteria. Because it's not just the music. Is do you control the room when you walk in?
Exactly.
Is your energy felt?
Right.
Like, do the people connect with you?
Right, for sure. And all of those things are super important. And I think those are the things that separate people who have longevity and the people who are just in the game for right now.
Yeah, one-hit wonders.
Right.
Well, Kaylee, with the new generation of artists coming up, is there a trait that you want to stop seeing that you think is really becoming like overused?
Good question, Jess.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Stumping them.
You was like a trait or just something that they're doing right now that I wish that they could stop?
Either one, honestly. What do you think is something that, you think that, just with the new generation of artists that they think is cool and they think it's working, but it's really not. It's like tacky.
I would honestly say like the overly ratchet like vibe. I'm not really like a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of seeing little girls singing "Let My Coochie Breathe." I'm just not a fan of that personally. So I mean, I would say that, and then also when it comes to drill music, I think it's just like hyper violent, and it really is just encouraging a lot of young people to die in New York.
Do you feel like they're encouraging it, or they're just rapping about like what they seen in the community?
Both, both. I think they're like glorifying it, they're encouraging it, they're making it cool, and it's sad.
There is a lot of angst, though, amongst your generation. There's really not a lot of outlets. The school system really isn't that great compared to what it was 10 to 15 years ago. Where are you gonna go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like I really empathize with this generation, honestly, because there are no outlets. You know what I mean? The education isn't right. Like, they're becoming dinosaurs before their time because the tech space is moving into artificial intelligence and a whole different dimension, and they don't know how to survive. So I feel like that's the energy they're giving out. Like, yo, just fuck everything. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's one part of it, but also because technology is advancing so much, I believe there are other ways. You see young people becoming content creators, people like Kai Cenat, people
Beast.
like Booba Savage, or Booba 100 times, I believe, really just taking what's at their fingertips, their phones, their cameras, streaming, and making something great and really getting a bag off that. So I think that there's a lot of examples, that people can follow, but it really does come down to the environment. And as somebody that comes from that environment, I do empathize and I do understand. But as somebody who has made it out of that environment, I always want to encourage young people to go against the grain and not do what everybody else is doing.
Copy. Deep thoughts, man. Suave.
Yeah, just like piggybacking what you was saying about, there's not a lot of after school programs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that we have growing up, a lot of fun is getting cut. And sometimes I feel like, are we products of our environments, or it's something that we can make it out of? And I think it's a kind of a balance of both.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was a teacher myself.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Look, Jesse's a teacher, too. Holy crap. For the New York City public school system?
For charter school.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then you worked for,
Yeah.
in the city, I would imagine. Charter school in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What was that experience like? Because Jesse, well, we'll let Jesse say what you got to say. Go ahead, Kamey. Speak on that.
I mean, I've worked in a couple of schools in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I've worked in Syracuse,
Okay.
in middle schools in Syracuse. I've worked in a middle school in Brooklyn, in East New York. And then I also worked in a middle school in Hunts Point in the Bronx.
Wow.
So I kind of been all over with it.
That middle school you did the Hunts, that's where you did the community service at that same elementary or middle school?
No, that was at another middle school. That was St. Ignatius Middle School. But yeah, I did like some philanthropy work. Like I ended up bringing my foundation to the middle school in Hunts Point. We basically did like a prom giveaway. So we chose, students who didn't really have the means to get the full experience. So I took them shopping, got their hair done, their nails done, gave them a whole little experience so they could really enjoy their prom, which was awesome. But my experience overall teaching was definitely complicated because I do have a passion, for young people and helping them and community-based work. So I thought that being in the classroom day in and day out will really just kind of amplify that. And it did because I'm able to impact the kids on a daily basis. And because I have so much going on, most of them were aware that I'm not only a teacher. Like I have a business and, I work with celebrities and I have so many things going on that you can ask me anything and I will try to help you, to the best of my ability. But being in the Bronx and working with this generation now is hard. It's hard. You really see so many things that makes you put just like this world into perspective, when it comes to like the parenting, when it comes to the education system, when it comes to just what young kids are doing right now. So it was really hard on me energetically to deal with that
'Cause
every
you felt
single
it.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of negative experiences teaching. I've gotten hit, I've gotten cursed out, I've gotten fake pages made about me, and you know what I mean? A lot of things, especially because I look young, so they have like a younger teacher who's more hip, who's showing up, in Jordans and Yeezys and this and that. But it was hard for me to energetically manage being in the classroom with all of the other things I had going on. So I ended up leaving the education system.
Oh, before we continue forward, and Jesse, you're gonna lead off, but let me plug in the sponsors, everybody. Gotta plug in the people that pay the bills. Curtis Holmes, As of the Soul.
Shout out to
Available on-
Kurt, man.
Shout out to Kurt, you know what I mean? Off the wall, we're still working behind the scenes and beneath the scenes as well on getting that movie out there, purchased, and so we can make big news. But, Eyes of the Soul, available on Amazon.com and Barnes & Nobles, yes. And also BJS Photography. Brian J. Segura, go get them photos. Come on, strike while the iron is hot, because I don't want you hitting me up when we sign deals and now you want to, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that, man. Get us now. Get us now. And I want to give a special shout out real quick to Alex San from Tribe Magazine. A beautiful magazine. She put Brian J. Segura's work in there. She highlighted the speech that I did at the Coquito Coro for her. I don't know if you saw this, Suave. We got the
Nah, this is fire.
No, man. Yeah,
Fire.
no, look. We're in the magazine, guys.
We
So
right there,
we right here,
Shimmy.
yeah. You know what I mean? So, thank you so much to Alex San. Tribe Magazine. Go get that. Alex Ann Agency, _ Alex Ann Agency _ on the gram. And, support the movement, support your tribe. You know what the vibes are. Community helps community. And, that's what we're about. And now, Jesse, it's your world, honey. What you got in that hot corner for us?
As in starting my segment.
No, not yet. It's not your segment yet, honey. Go
Oh,
ahead.
my God.
You had a
Anticipation.
question. You had something to talk to Kamey about before we started the promotion.
Well, yeah. So I can definitely sympathize with you. Definitely just as a current teacher right now, and being within the classroom. You hit it on the nose. It's very complicated. It's very hard at the end of the day, and I don't think that many people say like teachers should get more pay and we should get more credit, X, Y, and Z, because honestly, a lot of people that become teachers, they do it for the outcome, not for the income. And sometimes it really sucks because we are so restricted also on what we can teach the kids, on how close we can be with the kids, on what guidance we can give them also. And even bringing it back around with Suave, because Suave, you were saying that you wish that there was more after school programs because unfortunately our mayor is cutting our funding left and right. And at the end of the day, he doesn't realize how much this affects the kids, our future generation, our future, doctors, lawyers, podcasters, so on and so forth. And he doesn't realize how much we're leaving kids on the streets. Yes, they go to school for maybe 8 hours, 6-8 hours out of the day. But what about after school? What about their struggles that they have to, come around to? And one thing I really wished that as a community, because I'm very big on community, is that at least, schools can really get in touch with the community centers. Every community has a community center. And it's like, how can we work with them to at least provide something for these kids where even though the DOE or charter or Catholic schools cannot fund a after school program, how can we redirect the students where they can go to a safe place, to get a meal, to get some kind of shelter, and to get an activity done. So what would you think? Well, I guess my question overall is like, what do you think we can do to really try to find a way to bring our community closer to a community center?
I think there needs to be a dedicated person in these schools, sort of like a dream director, that can create these partnerships with the community, even whether it's like food partnerships, but it really takes that one person that's dedicated to bridging the gap. And that's something that my foundation is big on, one hood at a time, bridging the gap through annual, community drives. And I think that's what it's going to take. Honestly, those extracurricular activities and those organizations are so important. When I was in high school, I was a part of an organization called the Future Project that literally changed my life. Like, the Future Project is such an important part of my story. I would not be probably sitting here today if I didn't go through that program.
Wow.
And it was basically just like a dream director in the school. I remember I was in English class. Some guy came in and all he said is, if you have a dream, come shake my hand at the end of the class. I felt like an angel just walked in. I felt like, it felt like a dream come true because I had so many dreams. I had so many things I wanted to do, but I didn't even know how I would be able to do them. And with the dream director, they basically partner with the students, give them different resources, whether it's their network or try to help them fundraise for whatever passion project they have going on. And that's how I was able to create my first passion project, which was called the My Shine Speaking Tour. So I was sharing spoken word poetry all around the city in hopes to let, young girls find out what makes them shine. And the spoken word poem that I shared, it was really just about my story and my testimony. So if I would have never embarked on that journey through the Future Project, who knows where I would be. So I think, organizations like that are super important and pivotal, and they are just life transformational. So hopefully schools can find it within their budget to hire that designated person that is able to do that work.
Kamey, I want to get into how the heck did you go about starting a foundation? That's not easy work. And talk to us about it. You know what I mean? You talked a lot about it, but how did you start it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, what's your vision for it moving forward?
Yeah. In 2017, I went to Puerto Rico for the first time. This was during Hurricanes Irma and Maria, and I was doing service work out there. I never thought that I would do service work in that capacity because I always felt like just like bougie, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like grass. I don't like mud. I don't like rain.
You don't go hiking?
I've been hiking, but I just don't like anything that makes me feel uncomfortable,
Like the outdoors. I'm the same way. I don't fudge with it.
Honestly, though, as I've grown older, I've learned to love the outdoors, but if I'm like humid and sticky and itchy and like, I'm not with that.
You said you were high maintenance. So
yeah, like, put me in the AC right now.
Oh boy, tough dating this one. Gotta be best of the best.
But yeah, like, I didn't think I would do community service because, I'm in Puerto Rico. Yeah. I'm really just
in hot and sticky out there, baby.
You was outside for
mosquitoes.
OD,
it's just a lot going on. So I ended up doing it, and it changed my life.
Copy.
I haven't felt so fulfilled like that ever, you know?
Nice.
And it really just touched me. It was around like the holidays. So in 2018 around the holidays, I was just like, I want to feel that same feeling again. You know, this is how I want to spend my holidays. And I ended up collaborating with a colleague that I had in Syracuse. We came together to create the Gomez toy drive. And so many people were like, why is it the Gomez? Why is it the Gomez? But it's like his last name and my last name are both Gomez.
Wow, okay.
So we were just like, all right, you know, let's collab on this. And it was a success. And we did that at a middle school in Hunts Point, like you mentioned. And from there, we ended up not continuing our collaboration, but I just wanted to keep going. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to create the Kamey Gomez Foundation. But it's so crazy because I ended up receiving a scholarship in high school from the John Starks Foundation.
Oh, dope. That's one of my favorite players
Really?
of all time. Of course. I'm a Knick fan, hard
Yes,
body.
I'm a Knick fan too.
You crazy. We might win the chip this year. She's looking
Listen.
groovy. I'll see you at the game, Kamey. You already know the vibe.
Knicks
Only
tape.
if I'm courtside.
Oh, of course, because she is a bougie. I feel you. I want to be there too.
Me
That's what I'm
too.
working towards. You know the vibe.
Yes. But yeah, I received a scholarship from his foundation for community service.
Fire.
And they ended up giving it to me my sophomore year in college. And they interviewed me and they were just like, you know, asking me different questions. And I literally said, I was like, hopefully one day I'll have the Kamey Gomez Foundation. Actually, that was my freshman year that I said that. Before I even went to Puerto Rico, before I ever had a toy drive, before I was even thinking about, you know, doing community
You
service in
manifested.
that way, I literally manifested it. And I'm so happy that I have that on video because it really just shows like I spoke that into the world, you know, and it actually came to be. So that's how the Kamey Gomez Foundation came to be.
And you're consistent with it. You was doing it in high
You
school.
have to. You can't just one and
Yeah.
done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to do something one time just to say that I did it. Like, once I do something, I'm going to go hard.
And I like that you do it. You was doing it in college. You was doing it in the pandemic, especially when the people needed it.
Yeah.
Like you was getting desk, that's different. Like you had physical desk, and not just
Yeah.
one, not two, three. You had a whole bunch
Yeah.
during the pandemic.
No, that's really important to me. Like, just identifying the needs of the community because you could do a give back, and giving back in any capacity is great, you know? But I really want to be intentional with my giving and making sure that it's filling a need. And I just think to myself, you know, if I was in this situation, what would I need? What would I be really happy that somebody came and, you know, infiltrated the community and gave to me and to my family to support whatever I had going on. So that's kind of just my perspective whenever I do anything.
And I feel connected with your mission statement, which is, you know, one hood at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're dedicated to community service.
Yeah.
And it's not just in East Harlem, you're in the Bronx, you're just in different part of the hoods.
Right. For sure. I mean,
How do you
Yeah.
decide like where you're gonna do like the annual events? And the fact that it's not you just giving out backpacks right now, you're doing a whole event.
yeah.
A whole event. Especially like the Roblox, the 6th annual joint.
Yes, the
that one was
Roblox
tough.
Wonderland.
Yeah.
No, that was probably our best one to date. And it's just awesome to see because every year it really does get better and better. And usually I'm always so nervous. I'm like, I hope people show up. Like, you know, I hope that they happy with the gifts. I hope this don't look cheap, you know? But it ends up turning out amazing. So I'm really happy about that.
That's fine, man. Thank you so much for what you do for the community.
We definitely got collab.
You're a better person than me.
No. I'm telling you, honestly, I have a friend, he always says one good deed a day.
Yeah.
And that's what I just try to, that's a part of my life,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I try to think of what can I commit to today and what can I do for somebody else
I don't think I've ever met a bougie, down-to-earth person before.
I'm a Gemini, so.
Oh, God, forget about it, man. Y'all are too much. I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Oh,
Makes
gee.
perfect sense now.
They got
Yeah.
two sides. They got two sides.
We got many different
Ooh,
sides.
Too many sides for me.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about your clothing brand because you mix like the music culture,
Yeah.
right? And comfortability, like you mentioned at the Come Up Experience interview that I did with you. Comfortability. That you got the drill mask. Talk about it. Like where are we going right now with the situation with the Kamey Gomez the fashion line.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing I manifested
Drip
too.
by KG, right?
Yeah,
That's what it's
Drip by
called.
KG.
Copy.
KG is the Instagram. What's so crazy is I don't have an official name for the clothing brand yet.
I like the Drip by KG. That sounds fire.
Yeah, like I just chose that Instagram name because I'm like, I just need a landing page for everything.
Yeah.
But really, my clothing brand is heavily inspired by Nipsey Hussle.
RP Nip, man. The marathon.
RP Nipsey. And how he has, All Money In, Marathon Clothing, Crenshaw. He has so many different collections under this one umbrella. So that's kind of how I'm modeling my brand right now. We have the classic New York collection, which is like women's sweatsuits, crop sweatsuits. And I love that collection because it's so authentic to who I am and kind of just like, baddies in New York that's really getting to it, and getting it out the mud. So we have 3 colors. It's sexy, it's comfortable, it's great quality. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. So I'm really happy with, how that came out. And then the All Stars collection, that's a unisex collection. And we have a ton of stuff, basketball shorts, t-shirts, trucker hats, beanies, ski masks. And I love that it's unisex because I love to wear menswear. Like some days I could be super girly and I want to be in the highest heels. Some days I want to be like real chill and hood and baggy, So it really is kind of just reflective of my personal style. But I really just see it going so much further than where it is right now. If I had the funding that I really needed and could imagine in my head, like, it would be out of here, but soon come.
Who designs the clothing?
I do.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I work with the graphic designer. We just sit together and, we create it like that.
That sounds dope. I like the gear. Where can we get it?
Thank you. You guys can get it at KameyGomez.com.
Yeah, there you go. KameyGomez.com. Now, folks, we've reached the point. Well, actually, no. We've reached the point in the podcast where it's time to go to Jesse's Weird Question, the new segment here on the Angel of Words podcast. Before 5 Words with Angel, we're going to go with Jesse's Weird Question from Jesse's Hot Corner because she needs to be put off to the side because she's just she can't be controlled. So, we try to put her in a nice atmosphere, try to work well. But yes, what's your weird question of the day for the guests, Jesse?
Angel, just a minute. You just can't handle me.
No, I can't. I don't want to handle you.
Well, KG, how big are you into TMI? I think that's the bigger question.
TMI?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the question, please?
Well, all right. Well, we'll start small, right? We'll start innocent.
It's one question, not a dissertation.
All right. When's the last time you picked your nose?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't really pick my nose because I have
nails, right?
I have claws.
You don't want to scratch yourself, right?
Like that hurts to even go in there. So I don't even know.
Okay. All right.
All right, everyone. That was Jesse's Weird Question.
Happy birthday, Jesse.
Sponsored by Curtis Holmes, Others of Soul, and our guys at BJS Photography. Go get them photos. And now we've reached the point in the podcast, Kamey Gomez, where it's time to play 5 Words with Angel.
Okay.
All right, now on 5 Words with Angel, I'm going to give you a word, phrase, or a question. And, you just tell us what you're feeling. All right? Jesse, I'm gonna throw one over to you, but I'm going to start it off. All right? So the first the first one for me is a question is, what is your favorite Puerto Rican food? Because you're Puerto Rican, right?
Full Boricua.
Full Boricua, 100%. You already know.
My favorite Puerto Rican food.
Dish, your favorite Puerto Rican dish.
OMG. This is hard. I feel like I'm super basic. Like,
That's all right. You can be
arroz
basic.
con gandules.
That's it. What you like is what you like.
Chicharrón de pollo sin hueso with a side of mayo ketchup and garlic and some potato salad.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
what I
That
like.
sounds delicious to me.
I like a little baby shower plate,
Yeah.
you know?
Who doesn't? You know, Latinos throw the best baby showers.
No,
And if you
for
haven't
real.
been to one, I suggest get yourself a Latino friend and hopefully somebody gets pregnant. So you can
Hell
go to
yeah.
their baby shower. All right. You got a word, Jesse? Okay, Suave, go. She's taking too long.
You know, my word, East Harlem.
What?
What do you think about when you think about East Harlem?
Okay,
El barrio.
fly shit. Can I curse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like fly shit.
We curse in good taste over here at the Angel of Words
Okay.
podcast. You know, there's purpose behind our
Right,
bombs.
right.
You know?
If I can't find another word to describe what I'm saying,
We can't
but
find the
East
adjective.
Harlem,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
honey.
say fly shit.
Lit,
Like,
lit. Okay, we're going back to Jesse. Did you get it together, honey?
I don't know why this word popped into my head. Celibate.
Ooh.
She's just like that. Don't work
Well, I
for
think we all
me.
was like, wow.
No comment.
All right. The next word is what's the best? It's a question. What's the best interview you feel you've had to this point on your career right now? Musical interview is the best one with a musician.
With a musician.
With a musician specifically.
I'm gonna have to say Styles P.
Styles P, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You already know. And the fifth and final word is, what do you think about when you think about yourself, young Kamey Gomez? The last word is Kamey Gomez.
Goated.
Goated? Okay. I love the confidence. And everyone, that was 5 Words with Angels, sponsored by BJS Photography and Eyes of the Soul by Curtis Holmes. Now, Kamey, before we let you go on the podcast, could you look into this beautiful camera right there that's, looking at you and, give a message to anyone that wants to be a musician and anyone that wants to be in media and just shoot for their stars?
I would say stay humble, stay hungry, and always keep moving forward. Keep your eyes on the above and never stop.
Where can we find you, Kamey? Where can we find everything? Drop everything right here so everybody can know
Yes.
what you got going on, all the socials. You got obviously you got the merchandise. Just drop everything. Go into the camera.
Y'all can
drop
follow
everything.
me on all platforms at Kamey Gomez. That's Kamey Gomez. You guys can follow my nonprofit organization, the Kamey Gomez Foundation, at Kamey Gomez Foundation. You guys can look for my clothing at KameyGomez.com and follow us on Instagram at Drip by KG. And I have a little cooking page. I'm not like a chef or anything, but I kind of am. So you guys can follow that at Gomez Gourmet, and that's with 2 Z's. Everything else, KameyGomez.com, that's the landing page.
Everyone, that was Kamey Gomez, East Harlem in the building.
Woo!
Harlem in the building. All class, bougie, and telling us what it is, man, about the music world and everything. We really appreciate you having you on today. Thank you so much for pulling up.
Happy to be
And
here.
sharing your knowledge with us and sharing your story with us. Folks, don't forget, if you're a music lover, you know what and you want to know what time it is, and you want to get tapped in with the youth, with the people that are making moves in the future, not the people that have already done stuff in the past that you'll probably never reach. Go to the Angel of Words podcast. You already know, subscribe at Angel of Words Entertainment on YouTube, on Spotify, and all podcast platforms. Sponsors again, BJS Photography. Go get them photos. Eyes of the Soul by Curtis Holmes. go to the website because we're revamping it. So when these episodes drop, the website will be revamped. It's AOWENT.com. You'll get special pictures of Kamey, exclusive stuff that you're not going to see on the socials because there's just not enough time to put everything on there. And if you want to know what we're up to, Jesse, what's your social thingamajiggy?
Yes, YESS _ I messed that up. Hold up. Ooh, that's a 25 Oberyn hitting. All right, it's OG _ yes, YESS _ XOXO.
And happy birthday to OG Yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Knock on wood, that might
Happy
be JJ still wet.
birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Fire. Suave, where can we find you?
It's your boy Suave. Y'all can follow me on suave.inspires. We in the building.
And you already know, at Angel of Words ENT. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Te quiero Puerto Rico. Santa Isabel.
¡Huepa!
Te quiero la República Dominicana. Y güey, La Vega. Estamos afuera.